You
Yeah,
ready?
let's roll.
We're rolling.
Roll.
We're
Lights, camera,
rolling,
action.
baby. We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Hey,
All right,
everybody.
well, what's up, folks? Well, you guys, me and my wife was talking yesterday on our little interview I did with my wife, and I know I told you guys that we were going to come on Sunday night, but man, when you have a hot topic, man, it's hard to sit on, and because the discovery of this, and it just goes to show you guys the receipts in life that I've been telling you, man. My wife's been telling you, my other buddy, my co-defendant Ronnie's told y'all. You guys, so we were recently, man. I mean, it's insane. But I'll get to that in a second. I got to tell you, man. I appreciate y'all's time. My wife appreciates you guys' time, and
Yep.
the truth seekers. I mean, how can you not want the truth, right, baby girl?
That's right. That's right.
That's right, man. So share this with your friends, share it with your folks, because it might help. I don't know, but share, like it, and hit that subscribe button. Why not? Right?
Hmm.
We had recently discovered. My wife did actually, as we were listening to some fucking weirdo, and well, you remember a couple videos of girl back on
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
About the snitches and the ranch and the poltroons and the fucking all that shit being scripted, written out and scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my wife, my baby girl, was watching this dude as he was talking, and she discovered, we weren't really tripping on the dude or his shit because he's a snitch. He's no good. But he was looking down constantly reading the script that he read out that someone had written out for him. And this is exactly what I've been telling you guys, man. The rat tube, the snitch tube dudes, all on this internet, this YouTube shit, they're reading scripts right from IGI and OCS of CDCR, the gangbusters they call themselves or whatever, and they're doing nothing but putting a bunch of hype and lies and confusion and straight up disinformation out there to the prison boogeyman stories and all that, man. And we finally busted them reading from scripts. And fucking, it's like, if y'all just check it out, you'll see what I'm talking about. The receipts, those receipts that we talk in next, that prove our position, right? They back our position, support our position. And I'm telling you, man, these snitch tubers, these rats on these yards, the ones that are undercover, these are the guys that are going around spreading all this foul shit on people. And it's being done by IGI and OCS. It is. It really is. And I tell you this, it's constant foul shit being disseminated, and it contaminates everything. It contaminates everything. But there is a way of getting around that, and that is to not believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. Ain't that life's fucking? Ain't that a quotation we read somewhere else, baby?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Just like general rule, basically, man.
Well, just be known that um there's a lot to persuade the public, persuade
Yeah,
potential juries, persuade
yeah,
the political agenda, you know.
right.
Um I believe that all the whites in prison are being targeted right now because the media is all about the right wing extremist proud boy type, and so
Mm-hmm.
they're utilizing your position to
Right.
further the fear factor, and
That's right.
and terrorizing society with the evil white man, um
Right. Right.
and it's not fair because um prison, I know we're not supposed to say it's not fair, but it's if you really look at how it's being done, where they refer to the victims as being brown, black, and poor, that there's essentially white people are evil is what they're trying to get condoned in the media. And it's like all people have qualities and values, good and bad, and to put a stain on a group or society because they have this ability to be strong, be professional, guard their stuff, be men, fight for what's right. Those are the dudes that unfairly get locked up. Oh, it looks like he got shut off. Thank you, Christopher Brown. You think my artwork's amazing? Thank you. I appreciate that. This is my political piece. It is a bunch of crackpots, a bunch of empty crackpots. Um, uh, but anyways, we're gonna get Brant back on here. He uh, he has some things to say. They tend to help us end phone calls without our wanting to. Right on.
I don't know what happened, but
I don't know
they
either,
shut
but
it off.
mm,
Well,
anyways, go on. I was ranting and raving. I just, I
yeah,
don't
I
like
know.
it when they try to make us see each
Right.
other in anything other than,
There
we're all people. We all go through our stuff. Some of
you go.
us are challenged more than others. Some are privileged more than others. I find it really difficult when people with money um, complain about suppression and oppression in relationship to themselves. It's like,
Well,
we're all out here suffering, and then the government takes advantage of everyone and creates torture chambers and calls it corrections.
yeah, yeah. Well, like, it when it comes to this shit, what they're doing as far as promoting the snitch tube and the snitch agenda and the rat agenda and OCS and CDCRs and the driver's seat are doing that type of shit. What they're not telling you guys is that 90% of what they're putting out there is bullshit. And I know for a fact, because recently somebody used my picture. Well, a couple months ago, someone used my picture with an incident that had nothing to do with me. Not my name or nothing, but just used my picture on their shit. And had absolutely nothing to do with me. But they wanted to create the optical illusion, an optical illusion for society, and psychological means that sink into a person's head, and it's subconsciously done. And the more it's seen, the more it sinks in. The more it's talked about, the more it sinks in. And so that's what they're using, the power of repetition and the art of persuasion of controlling the mass people out there. And I'm telling you guys right now, man, we caught these motherfuckers scripting something out. and reading it to people on their channels. And it's like, that's exactly what we've been telling you guys from day one on these lives that we're doing. And, it's just straight propaganda from the corrupt machine that we are fighting. It really is. And I got to tell y'all, man, I don't know who was that baby girl that was helping us out on watching the comments? Tim K?
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, Tim K. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. We do appreciate that. And, on this thing here, on this channel, we're doing, I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to play little kid stuff. I'm only here to expose the truth, of corruption and the conditions of confinement. That's it. I'm not trying to play these little online, funny style battles where, we're going to battle this shit out online or whatever. That's PC shit. That's not me. So, keep your shit legit, man. If you're going to make a comment, whatever. But, hey, man, just try to be professional,
Or at least on topic. And we got a friend from my spiritual group over there, and shout out to High Vibe. Right on. Cool.
All right, right on, High Vibe. Right on. But stay on point is what she's saying. I stay on point, and when we're talking about whatever, and somebody makes a comment about some fucking weird shit on the internet or some funny style shit, ain't got nothing to do with my point or my topic on this channel, that's kind of like a waste of my time, a waste of your time, and everybody else's time.
But we do appreciate our other communities recognizing my work here and showing up and representing. Definitely, we had a little bit of strange coming into the chat yesterday. It was just I don't know,
that's
like
what I'm talking about.
That people trying to solicit all kinds of weird stuff. So I got to discover the operation of having a moderator, and we appreciate the help.
What we got.
Yeah,
we're doing the best of what we got as far as technology wise, and I want to give a shout out to my Spanish speaking people. Yo mando saludos a ustedes siempre, and espero que ustedes tengan un buen fin de semana y me escuchen mis videos. Es todo. Yo hablo la verdad siempre, sea lo que sea. Siempre la verdad me gusta y vivo de la verdad y punto. Así que gracias por tu tiempo siempre. But yeah, I wanted to just give my Spanish-speaking folks out there, man, a little shout-out.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks, we recently got a really good comment from, who was that, Eagle?
Eaglestein. I'm not quite sure exactly how to pronounce his name, but we put it in the community section because it was some of the kindest words I could imagine receiving.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It was inspiring, and let me tell you, man, I appreciate your comment. I appreciate the words. We took them to heart, man, and I try to keep it. On here as clean as I can, as far as not overstepping lines, because I won't do that, nor with my wife. And we just want you guys to know how human beings are being done in these concrete boxes. Not on, I've never been on a lower level, 2, 1, 3, whatever. I've been shoe, annex egg, and level 4. That's it, my whole career in prison. And, so I just want to speak about, and I do speak about, what goes on behind razor wires and several concrete walls. That's a hidden world, and well, I speak on the corrupt side of it and the conditions. This way you understand what actually is going on. How the money's being spent from your tax dollars and how people are being done. And so we had found some shit on the internet. My wife did about one of some of this last what was the video called? The setup has arrived. Yeah, that's what it was. The setup has arrived.
Oh, our video. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what it is. And I highly suggest you guys to go to the description box and check out that link my wife put on there to the article about that Pelican Bay butcher.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Dr. Sayre.
Michael Sayre. Now, let me give you a little bit of backstory on this. As y'all know, I've had many spinal surgeries. I've had many surgeries, but it's all because of that guy and the time frame of the short corridor in Pelican Bay shoe. When they put us in the short corridor in Pelican Bay shoe, they went to a different tactic. They attacked us on a different tactic, not passive and observing, but proactive and shutting down. And they used all the tool, everything in our life as a tool, as a screw to try to twist and get people to break. Well, medical was the main one. And that guy, Dr. Sayre, was in cahoots with ITI and OCS on all levels of this idea of this short corridor. And that's the guy that I have been telling you, folks, in my videos, and my wife, my family, everybody else knows who he is. He's the one that was torturing prisoners. And Pelican Bay brought him in as a CME and CMO to do this. In 2005, they brought him up there. 2004, maybe. It was in that time frame. And then in January of 2006, they put us in that short corridor. Now, I was in this guy's torture chamber. I was tortured by this guy. I know this guy very well. He's fabricated medical documents in my file. Here's an example. I had an MRI up there after my surgery failed, and the MRI showed severe disc reherniation. That means the area is reherniated, and it was twice as bad as it was prior to the surgery. Well, this doctor wrote on the fucking MRI report, normal within normal limits, 2 or 3 times, and then he put liar on the bottom, and he wrote his name, Dr. Michael Sayre. Well, lo and behold, about a month later, I go outside. Well, I see a telemed doctor who looked at the same MRI and could not believe what his eyes were seeing. He goes, oh my God, this thing is twice to 3 times as bad as it was the day before your surgery. Send him back to his surgeon. So they sent me back up there, and this guy, Michael Sayre, tried to manipulate the consultation with my surgeon. He conveniently did not send no evidence along with me. So now the surgeon has no evidence to go by.
I remember that. He sent you with a blank CD.
A blank MRI CD. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, you got a good memory, baby girl. So when I get there, the surgeon had no idea what to do. Well, lo and behold, after I leave there, he gets on the computer and he finally gets the MRI and he says, oh shit, it is twice as bad, but I don't know if I can fix it.
Because you didn't get any proper aftercare on your first surgery. Right?
I didn't get no proper aftercare, no
Or-
education, no aftercare, no nothing. I was tossed back into my concrete tomb.
On a concrete
I got
bed.
back to the prison on a concrete bed. I got back to the prison. I think it was on a Monday. On a Monday. I left Friday. I left the prison Friday. Saturday, I had surgery. Sunday, they kept me over. Monday morning, I got back to the prison, and they threw me right back into my cell. No nothing. No education on how to take care of my surgery. No, absolutely nothing. So, this 3 weeks later, the surgery, it failed. It failed. Well, but this guy, and they put me in a CTC. They actually put me in CTC, and guess who works CTC? Infirmary, Dr. Michael Sayre. Dr. Sayre worked in there. I was there 6 days. And you talk about torture, this fucking dude, I mean, he would come in, he would lie to me, he would lie. This is when he told me to debrief, and he'll fix my back. He'll make sure it gets fixed. He would cut my medication. You know, he would tell the cops I'm lying. He would tell the nursing staff. You know, but this is what he did in Pelican Bay. Now, let me tell you guys, man, that mentality hasn't stopped because this guy died.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
That mentality has went statewide to all doctors. I mean, they are just running rampant on it. Let me call back.
And it's not so much the treating doctors as much as it is the administration of doctors. Although there's quite a few treating doctors that don't mind it either, which is frightening, terrifying. You know, how many of those types of doctors are there, and how are they getting licensed?
An incarcerated individual asked, the California State Prison for Pelican Bay, California. This call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Talent Inc.
Right.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. So, we got anybody asking questions yet?
No. Has anybody got any questions?
Shoot 'em. Questions, comments, whatever, shoot 'em. I know I told you guys I do this on Sundays, but when we discovered these people reading from scripts, it was too hot of a topic to wait until Sunday, because I don't know, hell, my tablet might be off tomorrow, who knows?
You know, who knows? We might find something else out to talk about for tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, baby girl, let me tell them. So you found this report on Solitary Watch about Dr. Sayre?
Solitary Watch. It is actually a subcommittee hearing statement by Dr. Allen, and he goes into detail of the horrors he witnessed, the non-professionalism, the torture, and not only that they were doing this, but they were finding cause to keep people in there that had no bearing on anything threatening or criminal.
Right. Now, didn't he talk about when he was up there at Pelican Bay Shoe that they would forge his name on prescriptions?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Wait, man. Wait. Let me finish. Didn't he say that not only did they forge his names, but he threatened to go expose them for not having medical license and working in the prison as a medical professional?
Or just practicing medicine without a license by assuming the position to make claim as an administrator, not as a medical, technician, but as administrator, they were assuming medical technician uh, position. Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know Dr. Allen personally, but I'll tell you guys, I do know Dr. Michael Self personally, Sarah personally, and I've been in that dungeon. I've been there. I've been in that dungeon, man, and I've seen how he did people,
Well, he
including
did you.
myself. I mean, he's the one that cut one of my friends off in mid chemotherapy treatment, like 6 weeks it was. Cut him off in 6 weeks and said, no matter what, if he got the treatment or he didn't, he's dying in 16 months or 18 months. It don't matter. And they wanted to save money.
That's
And he
sickening.
cut him off, and my friend died within a couple of months.
Cut him
and
off of
nothing
what?
was happening.
All treatment?
His chemotherapy treatment, yes. And nothing happened. Nothing happened to this guy behind killing inmates and prisoners. Nothing happened to this guy after the federal courts on the Todd Asker filed a lawsuit against him, and he won. And he caught him on the stand in pure perjury. Nothing happened. Nothing. They left him up there to work until 2012. He killed another person, another human in that CTC. Well, they finally stripped him. They stripped him. They played musical chairs. They took him out of the CME position and just let him be the regular doctor that he is. And they put a lady named Jacobson in his position, but she was just basically, his puppet.
Yep.
For a while until she met you, and when she met you, her whole world got flipped upside down because you weren't going to allow them to cripple me and to torture me no more. So. But a lot of the stuff that was going on right there is in that report, folks, and that is what me and my wife call a receipt to the check I wrote a couple videos ago, and it's mind blowing that the taxpayers are paying these doctors $500,000-$600,000 a year, $600,000 a year. $500,000 a fucking year to harm via the medical treatment of people, of humans in boxes, man. I can't help it. It gets under my skin. And, these people are supposed to be medical professionals and they take the HIPAA oath to cause no harm. And they'll smile in our face and do all this shit, smile, and they turn around and tell the cops and tell everybody else you're a liar. And you can have objective evidence, which is MRIs, X-rays, shit you can't fake, shit that's not subjective. So in your favor, you can have all this in your favor, and these motherfuckers will still try to harm you.
Well, I wanna say something. Not all the medical is corrupt. But, and this is the big but. There's a lot of decent people in medical, but they have zero power against the corrupt ones, and they rarely go against what the corrupt are mandating. So
right, the majority is the corrupt.
Like everything else in that situation, evil prevails when good men do nothing.
Absolutely. But baby girl, you've seen it. You've learned a lot about the system, about the medical system by dealing with my shit, right? And hell, my situation and my medical history better than anyone, basically, other than myself. And, when you have these doctors and they come into these prisons who can't get a job nowhere else, or they can't get licensed in no other state but California for CDCR. I mean, that says a lot. And then they come in here.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Or that I have to
They cut
threaten to
budget.
come after their license for them to like suddenly realize that they're not dealing with objects
Right.
and items, but actual people, person.
Right. So let me update the folks. A couple days ago, I finally got to see. And if you remember in the last video, setup has arrived. I'm talking about what they're doing to my medications on my heart and my pain and all this other crap I'm on. So I talked to Dr. Halang face to face finally, and he told me himself that it's his boss, Dr. Sahota, she's a CME here at the prison, who wants me off my medication. Period. And I said, well, but you guys are going to dishonor what the heart surgeon had told you guys. You probably want to put me in a hospital when you take me off these pain meds and all these other meds so you can monitor my heart due to the fragility of the surgery, how bad it was on my heart, and that this way the atrial fibrillation doesn't return. And he goes, well, it's not on me. It's on them to uphold that. And I said, no, it's on you. You are my PCP, man. You are the primary care provider to uphold this guy's work. So he indicated, well, he didn't indicate, he flat out said, Dr. Sahota and Dr. Balboa want you off your pain meds, period. And I go, why? Why is that when I'm having more pain than I did before the surgery? When they stuck these 3-inch bolts through my sacrum, my pelvic bone, and my spinal bones. And I cannot walk longer than 5 minutes without my pain going 5 to 6 straight to a 10 with no in between. Why is it you people are not listening? And he basically turned it off, like he didn't want to hear it. It's all Dr. Sahota. That's who we blamed it on. Dr. Sahota and the higher-ups. They always do this, folks. And that is what created my heart condition in the first place when they cut me cold turkey in corporate. So they're doing it again. And I had seen this guy, I think it was 4 days ago, 5 days ago, Dr. Lang, finally, and he explained this to me. And then, let me tell you something. And this is how incompetent these people are. So he goes, well, Mr. Daniel, I spoke to my boss, Dr. Sahota, about that conversation you said you had with her at CTC. And I said, wait a minute. I never said I never said that. I don't know what you're talking about. And furthermore, I've never been to CTC here at this prison, nor have I spoke to Dr. Sahota about my medications. What are you talking about? And he goes, oh, really? Well, officers piped in and said something about it because they sit there all the time, right? And they know I never said this to him. So then he goes into the files and he goes, oh, maybe I got you mixed up. Like it was, and then he tried to brush it off like it was just a mistake. Wait a minute, man. I told him, hold up, pump the brakes, stud. This is my life here, my well-being. You're going to base a decision on a conversation you have with another person, another prisoner probably, and parlay that into my stuff, right? And he goes, well, I wasn't doing that. It ain't about that. And he tried to shuffle it under the rug, you know? And, folks, this is how fucking incompetent these people are. And that gave me a clearer sight on probably why he can't get no license in another state.
Dang.
I mean, fuck. Ain't that something?
That is something. I mean,
It's
imagine.
mind blowing.
Imagine being a doctor that's been told they can't work in any other state, but CDCR will hire them. And he's not the only one.
What? You've seen the pay? You've seen his paycheck? I mean, you've seen on the website?
Yep.
How much? Damn near $500,000 for this dude.
A year.
A year, people. Look. You don't gotta believe me.
Imagine how much.
And you'll see their pay number.
Imagine how much more supervisors make. Now,
Yeah,
I'm not.
600 to 800 grand.
I'm not saying that a medical professional doesn't deserve to get paid, but they're paid to do no harm.
That's what they're paid for. Do no harm.
In that article, in that brief for the subcommittee, the good Dr. Allen was told to save that Hippocratic oath for your mitigation in your trial, or it's just like they don't want to hear about the Hippocratic oath in CDCR's realm.
Nope, they don't. When you got a guy like this guy, I mean, I understand human error, right? Humans make mistakes, but it seems like it's happening an awful lot when it's come to dealing with me. And I tell you now, when this guy parlayed a conversation,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
he had a conversation with another prisoner, and he parlayed that into my stuff, and that's probably why he started trying to cut my medication. It's cutting because of a conversation he had with another prisoner. And I never seen his boss. I seen her.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I mean, I haven't seen her like within 9 months or a year. I had a 602 with this chick, with her probably about 12 months ago. And it had nothing to do with medication. I never seen her since. I don't even know. Let me call back.
Yeah, it's ongoing. It's never stopping. It just perpetuates. It's exhausting, and the hardest part is it's a constant battle. I mean, who wants to be in conflict just to exist? Just to exist. It's crazy. So, a lot of people, they shy away from the retaliation or whatever. Hell, they're already retaliating. It's like giving permission. It's like giving permission for something that you would have to ask for forgiveness for. They're forcing you to fight for your life, just to live in the most horrible situation. Why not?
Right.
Why not challenge the status quo? Why not put up, a big spotlight and say, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. And, Brant's not the only one. I know this. Absolutely
no,
not.
Hundreds. There's hundreds of people going through what I'm going through. They just don't have the outlet and the vehicle to expose it.
Yeah, well, that's or maybe even the courage, or they fear, like I was saying, they fear this retaliation. It's like, no, you've already retaliated. The retaliation never stops. So it doesn't matter whether you toe the line or not. If you're not going to kiss their ass and you're not going to give up your morals and your integrity, then you're going to be challenged. This ain't boot camp.
I mean,
This is a torture chamber. Boot camp's different.
You can toe the line. I mean, you can do all that. You can toe whatever line you want to toe, right? But when it comes to your health care, and it comes to your life and your well-being, I mean, your health care is everything.
Right.
And when they realize that, and they torture you through that.
They weaponize the most basic needs.
They weaponize
food and health care.
best word for it, weaponized. You know, look, I've always thought Dr. Lang was a good doctor, and I don't know why, but you know, in comparison to Michael Sayre, oh yeah, no doubt about it. But you know, and he's just a cog in the wheel of corruption under the medical CCHS crap.
Yep.
And you know, and when he expressed to me that basically he and I had a conversation that I spoke to his boss about, and I never did. I don't know what he's talking about. And he records my medical meetings with him. I told him, hey, go back in your meetings. Go back, all of them. I've never told you that. So go ahead and do that because you're making a mistake. I've never. And he acknowledged it probably was someone else, but the fact of the matter is he still had that in his mind, you know. And I went through this about 3 years ago on the 602. And they made a decision on my 602 with someone else's medical records. And when I got the 602 back, the medical records were in there, you know. And I go to the doctor, and I'm like, hold up, man. And, they call it inadvertently done or whatever, inadvertent mistake or some shit.
Yeah, it's a violation of the HIPAA Act.
Right. A very big violation at that, man. But that Dr. Allen, man, he seems to be really on it, and he's a thorn in their saddle because there is no oversight, folks. I mean, think of it. There's no real medical oversight for CDCR, CCHS medical system. There's none. So, say, like myself, a couple of years ago, they sent me to 2 doctors, their own contracted specialists, who said X, Y, and Z, I needed really ASAP this procedure. Well, they didn't like the first one, so they sent me to the second one. They didn't like the second one. They just flat out denied it. Nope, you're not getting it. And it's because they wanted to cut budget money. They wanted to.
So what you're saying is the doctors approved a procedure or treatment, but they didn't want They didn't want to spend the money to have it done.
That's exactly what I'm saying, and that's why Michael Sayre was hired to go to Pelican Bay and do that to all of us in that shoe up there. But that mindset is what they're doing in more. They're doing it in the majority of prisons now. In majority of prisons, but not like my wife says. Not all of them are scraps and craps. And, you know, there's some good ones, but they're definitely outnumbered. They're highly outnumbered by the ones that are go along to get along, make their money, turn a blind eye to torturing human beings, causing harm to human beings, and there is no watch group. There is nothing, no oversight. When I 602 Dr. Lang, who's it go to? His boss, Dr. Sahota.
Why making the calls in the first place?
Right. When I appeal her decision, she made the call in the first place. Who's it go to? Sacramento, who hired Dr. Sahota. So there's no real oversight. No.
Right. And CCHCS is now they're just a record keeper of the system. They don't actually oversight anymore. They just hold the documents.
Right. And then when I go to the prison law office in Frisco and San Quentin, they'll come to me. I mean, they'll come to me and send me letters, and then I tell them the issue, and they'll tell me, we can't help you, but here's a 602 for you. And I'm like, why are you sending me a 602 when I can get them all day long here at the prison? You know, and you came to me in the first place.
That's insane.
Right. They're absolutely nothing. The prison law office is dog shit. You know, they're full of shit. They don't do shit for us. You know, it's smoke and mirrors.
Every time I've contacted them, they had the same response, exact same response. which is basically handle your shit.
Right, right. And it's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. But I'm telling y'all, check that out right there. That shit my wife found on Dr. Sarah. And understand, I've been in that. I'm not talking about somebody who's talking about it. I've been there firsthand. I know what this guy did to hundreds
and I
of Pelican Bay prisoners.
Spent thousands of hours battling the intended outcome they had for him.
Right, right. And I tell you that, I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for you battling for me. And not only you battle for me.
Well, no, because I'm actually getting some.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
If I knew how to get out there, I'd probably be very much amongst the crackpots that are making the rules. But here's the thing. The rules don't matter to CDCR because they can set a rule and they'll do whatever the hell they want anyways. And that's the problem. All the rules in the world aren't helping. You know, they get these crazy policies like let men in the women's prison, and they think it's funny and hand out condoms and Narcan and say, have at it, girls. You know, these women are being terrorized by convicted rapists and psychopaths. And society, Scott Wiener has endorsed this and made it law. And this kind of torture needs to stop. And it's all the same ugly fucking monster.
Right. It is. It's all that monster, man. The fucking corruption machine don't stop. And, you know, like I hear these cops all the time talking. I make my money, I don't care. I make my money, I don't care. That's what they say, right? And, pretty much, majority of them feel that way. And, it's just a terrible thing. Like, they have a kid who grows up and gets into trouble, and next you know, he's in prison. They're going to start caring this.
And only that.
Here's the truth.
And only that.
Let me tell y'all this. A couple days ago, I went out to the outside hospital, and I had a little minor operation. It wasn't big, but so I was supposed to be there. My appointment was at 10:30 or 10:15. Was it 10:15? Yeah, 10:15, right? And this is the second time in a row now that I've gotten there late due to staff. So, I got to go an hour and a half, about an hour and a half drive, hour and 15 minutes. Well, they come get me an hour to my visit, to my appointment. I mean, we got an hour to get there, and that's when they come get me and finally take me out of my cell.
They don't take into consideration traffic either, do they? Nope.
Nothing. And what they're trying to do, and the way I see it is that they're trying to get me there late, hoping my shit gets canceled. And, they got to take a free trip and get their little overtime, and I got fucked out of my procedure. And it's happened before, but not on a procedure. And, so it's like, look, man, all I ask this dude is officers, be professional, man. Get me there to my day on time. Oh man, we were over there in the office playing our games on our phone. I'm like, what's that? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? But that's who's making 160 racks a year, 160 grand a year. People like that, unprofessional. They take no pride in their jobs. They do nothing but lie and twist the narrative. And he told me, he goes, you want my badge number so you can sue me and 602 me? Like, it's nothing to him, man. Like, he has no pride and honor in his job. And, it's fucked up. It's disgusting, period. Disgusting.
It is. It is. Honey, I got a bunch of stuff I gotta do today. Can we wrap it up here pretty soon? And I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that
Oh,
this was kind of
well,
impromptu, but
yeah. Well, let me finish. I'm pretty much done. I got everything I said out there. I just I want to let y'all know this stuff because it was like hot on my head and on my fucking topics, and we caught this guy reading scripts to you guys and lying and twisting shit up, and it's absolutely imperative for you guys to know that they've been busted and we got them, and it's OCS and IGI's agenda. All my best to all you guys out there, the worthy. You know who you are. And if something else pops up our way, we'll get on here and let y'all know. So have a great rest of your weekend. And we send our best to the worthy. And you know who you are. Take care now.
thanks everybody for showing up, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.